All right. Let's talk a little bit about the jerks, the idiots, the douchebags, the derps, the boomers that carry on an empty chamber. Got a Glock 45 out here, Ameriglow sights, Apex trigger, the only trigger I would put into a Glock. Got some Pro Air, some Victos shoes on. Got a TXC holster, a Langdon belt, Gunfighter gun oil shirt. I got some biting flies on me, piece of TA steel out there, and some Super Vel ammo. I'm sure I can tell you about my underwear later. Empty chamber, not empty chamber. To some of you guys, this is a moot point. Only an idiot would do that. Context. Context matters and it is important. Man, these flies are crazy out here on the farm today. Why would you carry on an empty chamber? Well, it could be protocol for where you live or work. It could be your comfort level. It could be that you are demanded by, say, a military or police unit that you work with that you have to do it. It depends. There are many reasons. For a lot of people, it is comfort. And for a lot of folks, they attack that as if you're not comfortable carrying on a loaded chamber, you shouldn't carry at all. Well, you tell you what, if it was your loved one, your wife, your daughter, or somebody else that ended up having a gun on them that was an empty chamber and needed it versus not having a gun at all, you would be happy that they had that gun and had the ability to cycle the action and put the gun to work. This community of people is meant, we have this idea like liberty, freedom, love for each other, and in reality, we're really quick to tear each other down. My thoughts about this, having the gun with you is better than none at all. Train with intensity, train with a purpose where you are developing a draw stroke that incorporates that cycle of your action. It's not hard to do and it can actually be pretty quick. I've been playing around with this for a few minutes out here. Let's real quick see what it looks like. So I got this piece of steel down here. I've got an empty chamber. I'm gonna shove a mag in. I got a timer. Let's just run a couple rounds, see what it looks like. I'm not gonna try to go fast at all. I'm just gonna be controlled. See if we can get a good outcome. Best case scenario, right? Outside the waistband holster, no cover garment. Let's just see what it looks like. So 159, nothing crazy at all. Let's go a little quicker. We'll just add a little juice. .148, so we shaved 1/10 of a second off. So 1.5 seconds, no problem. Oh, well, you're gonna have a sub-second draw stroke. Says who? Let's talk about this. Why would you need a sub-second draw stroke? Well, because the dynamic situation going on where the violence of action and blah, 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 how many words can I use that sound like I know what I'm talking about? What that really means is you were not paying attention. If you needed to draw your gun so quickly to deal with what was happening in front of you, you were not paying attention. I don't care who you are. If you were the ninjiest ninja that ever lived, or you were my friend that is one of the finest soldiers that ever lived, or sailors, you weren't paying attention if you got caught and needed to draw. We all can get caught. Anybody can. So that doesn't mean that we should not have a high level of proficiency, but what it takes into account is that we will always be capable of that speed. I think that we should push ourselves to be fast, we should push ourselves to be accurate, we should push ourselves to be proficient. There's this new idea. I want to talk about the why. Only my guru can tell you the why, only this guru. I've heard 100 instructors say the why, and I'm not breaking anybody's balls because good friends of mine use this term. But there's a lot of people that use it, and then I hear them give the why, and it's like, no, that's actually not why at all. You just want to sound like you know what you're talking about. Why would you have an empty chamber? Well, if you ever carried off body, meaning my idea is of off body is in a bag or immediately out of my control, meaning it's not in a holster on my body or not in my hand. So if this gun went into a briefcase or a backpack in a holster, I would have that chamber unloaded, period. Because somebody else can access it if it's not in my immediate care. I want to know that they're not gonna be able to pick that up and pull a trigger, be it a 5-year-old or a bad person, because this stuff happens every single day. Somebody accesses a weapon. First of all, I do not subscribe to training you to carry with an empty chamber. But if you must, or if it makes you feel safer, do it right. Do it and train in a manner where that gun is being cycled as you draw. Not once in a while, every time. We have to train with purpose, and you can do it plenty quick. A 1.5 second hit to a target at 10 yards away is not bad. It's actually very good. It's actually better than most law enforcement standards in the country. So if you can do that, you're rocking. And I'm not rocking. I'm not moving very fast at all. It's a matter of defining what you want and then having a refined skill set that supports it. Takeaways. Carrying on an empty chamber, it's neither good or bad. It is a way, and if that way is what has you with your weapon so that you can keep you and yours safe, so that you can protect yourself from criminal violence if it ever becomes necessary, do it. If having that gun unloaded, an unloaded chamber and a magazine in it, or carrying a revolver with that the cylinder on a unloaded position makes you feel better, do it. Don't let anybody tell you different. The people that really know, the people that really care would never berate you. There's a lot of guys that have big followings that are really quick to bust people's balls. No man I know that knows, or woman that knows what they are talking about, wastes 1 second of their life busting people's balls about this stuff. Not one of them that actually knows. But there's a lot of dudes, not really chicks, they don't really waste the energy, but there's a lot of dudes that think they have some big nuts that make their business getting followers and likes, but they don't know what the hell they're talking about. If you carry on an empty chamber, train with purpose, train for an outcome, understand why you're actually doing it, and then train to support that outcome. This is Mickey with CarryTrainer.com. I appreciate you. I appreciate the fact that I get to hang out here. .149 and run my gun and talk to you and pass on the stuff that was passed on to me by men and women smarter and more dedicated than myself that have been there and done that. Drew behind the camera at the editing desk, don't be dickheads. Hey, if you're like me, constantly looking for an edge, Gunfighter Gun Oil. Works in all conditions, never breaks down, never shellacks, keeps your gun lubed and ready to rock. Only available at CarryTrainer.com.